everybody, I want to welcome you to this week's edition of the Get Your Geek On podcast. Still minus one host, but as always, I'm Charles KIWACZ.
But I'm back. I'm Anthony.
So glad to have Anthony back after a 3-week reprieve.
Hi,
Work
everyone.
is crazy for him this season, and his music career is blown up.
Boom.
So can't wait to see that. Check for the Nerd Herder page. We'll be sure to post his performances. But want to jumpstart this show, obviously, by welcoming Anthony back and stating that this is one of our favorite times of the year. This is Sweeps Week, but also we get the new shows, cancellations, the graveyard, so to speak. So I want to start off with that, with some renewals and cancellations in this week's edition of TV News. First of all, no real surprise, Powerless was canceled.
Yeah,
DC
saw that
show.
coming. Kind
of sad. You never got the final 2 episodes. Maybe they'll air them or put them on DVD, something like that. One shocking to me was the show Timeless. I don't know if you were following that at all. It's kind of a cool...
did it get canned?
Yeah, it did get canned. They're trying to find a new home for it, so, I mean, maybe it'll get picked up. USA apparently is interested in it.
I didn't see Powerless lasting very long anyways.
And we'll see. I mean, one is that I was sad about Son of Zorn. Were you watching that on Fox at all?
I've seen a few episodes and I did like it, but I didn't keep up with it.
I thought it was really good, and it's had a strong full season, didn't really lag at all. Sad to see that one go. Sleepy Hollow, no real surprise with that one. And the ones that I couldn't believe got renewed, S.H.I.E.L.D. and Gotham.
Yeah.
Both got renewed.
I can see Gotham because they're starting to leak into Bruce's training to be Batman.
Yeah.
But S.H.I.E.L.D., I'm very surprised
That
by.
has just been sputtering by, and they didn't even announce it to be the final season, which is surprising to me. 2 shows that did get the green light, though. 3 shows, actually, in the superhero realm. We have a new CW show, officially, Black Lightning, welcoming to the crowd. Now, it's not going to be known whether it's set in the Arrowverse yet or not, but I think it's going to be kind of hard to, because he lives in Metropolis. Like, his whole thing takes place in Metropolis.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like, the whole show for him in his comics.
Maybe it'll be in the Supergirl verse.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you have to do at least that.
That would be cool, because that universe doesn't really have kind of like a dark, gritty hero yet.
And no Static will be on the show, at least not for now.
Not for now?
Yeah, so it'll be exciting to see that. Krypton was picked up by Sci-Fi.
Yeah, that's been in development for a while.
The trailer looks really good. Have you seen it?
The trailer does look good. And not the biggest fan of David S. Goyer, except for the Dark Knight.
Yeah, and it's set in the Man of Steel universe, so it's set in the DCEU. So we're going to see other characters from the DC comic universe that they're going to be popping up throughout this.
But they said that about Powerless, too, and that wasn't the case.
Well, that's my thing. It's like, and that's what you're going to have as part of your DC, not these wonderful universes that you've already built
something
up.
in the past.
Just ridiculous. But that was exciting to see. And then Gifted, the X-Men series, from Fox was picked up.
I don't even know about that.
Yeah, the trailer is out. It's very simple. It's basically, I think they're going to be doing like their whole version of like a New Mutants X-Men team, because they have Blink, they have Colossus's sisters in it, which is weird they're doing her in this show and in New Mutants, which we'll get to in a minute. So they're using that, and then they're using Sunspot in both as well, which I think is
that's kind of cool.
But it looks really cool. It's about a family being hunted down by the Sentinel program, and then like using the Underground Mutant Network. Yeah. So it'll be interesting to see what they do with that. The special effects look incredible just from the pilot that we've seen. Not really that excited about Krypton. Sci-Fi, their shows usually tend to be really hit or miss for me. Mm-hmm. We'll see what they do with it. I mean, Black Lightning is the one I'm really pumped for, because it's a Berlanti show. It's in this universe, and it's a different take on a superhero.
And those guys know what they're doing by now. They're 4 shows in.
I mean, it's ridiculous with 5 if you count Riverdale.
Yeah.
So, I mean, which also was
Riverdale.
Renewed. That show, I couldn't get into it at all. I tried.
I like Archie. Can't do Riverdale.
Even the visuals, it's just very weird aesthetic.
You know what really turned me off of Riverdale? The promos. Oh, just the promos. Like, I can't stand all these kids just like submerging in water slowly.
Or staring into the middle distance.
Oh, God.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
That was just terrible. And plus, who wants to watch a show where Archie bangs his teacher? No one.
And now there's incest in it and stuff like that, because they find out everyone was related. Yeah, you find out Archie and them are all actually blossoms. It's weird.
That is bizarre.
But moving on to the CW and our favorite segment here, Sweekly, taking a look at the CW shows that are remaining. We only have 2 weeks left, which is sad, but thankfully shooting starts in July, and we have all our friends up there. So
I did miss Arrow the last 2 weeks, but I can tell you exactly what happened on Arrow.
Because you've watched the flashbacks.
Nothing.
Yeah, I mean, they're just building for the finale there. It's just, but Supergirl really building nicely. I like Terry Hatcher's character. She's playing Rhea Monel's mom. I like the whole dynamic between them today. You know that they're basically just plotting because you know Zod comes in the final episode, so they're basically just building this machine to release Zod. Which I
hope
think
they bring Superman back.
He's back. No, he's confirmed.
Ugh, I can't wait.
Yeah, it's going to be absolutely incredible.
He's so great.
He really is, and I really think that that's a show that really could have potential. Like if you
Superman
wanted to,
show.
I absolutely absolutely think with him at the helm, that show would be incredible.
I would even watch like a World's Finest show with Superman and Batman.
Oh my God! Can you imagine that?
Because then you could have the kid in there if you want.
You could have him. You could have him mentor a young Batman.
Yeah.
Like,
that'd be awesome.
It'd be absolutely incredible. But not a whole lot building up into the final episodes. I mean, they kind of it's like 3 filler episodes basically.
Yeah, I felt like Flash was good, but it was
Flash was
nothing.
good, but you weren't here last week. I predicted it. Like when we talked about the Savitar reveal, which first of all I want to get your opinion on. What were your thoughts on it being Future Barry?
Meh.
But I called that it was a time remnant and that he needed Barry to break in order to create himself.
The time remnant,
it was the Reverse Flash type thing. So I love that. But what are your thoughts on what they're doing with that whole aspect of it? Like, I like the sizzle reel they put out where he basically says, kill me or become me.
I kind of wish it was just Future Flash, because that's what it is. And now we don't have a real Savitar.
Right.
Because now it's just Future Flash.
Well, that's what we were talking about here, and I wanted to get your thoughts on it. What are your thoughts on now the show straight breaking away from the comics, being like, we'll take someone in name
most of the time, they're not even trying.
I mean, this is like Game of Thrones stuff now, where you're completely out there.
There's a total divergent. Like it. Well, I mean, it's like the way I always pictured it, at least in my head canon, it's that when Reverse Flash and the Flash came back in time the very first time, that, you know, when they killed Nora Allen, those were the characters from the comics.
Right.
And the repercussions of what Eobard did created the CW show.
It's like Star Trek, when the first Star Trek reboot movie, which I absolutely love because it lets them create their own stuff. And I'm like, if you can go now. Now I'm really worried about the season finale where they're talking about you wonder how the show's going to go forward.
I mean, it really, like, it's another Game of Thrones thing when it comes to the Flash. Any character could go.
Well, and I love what they're doing with Caitlin. I love that her eyes flickered this week. Like you got that sign of Caitlin Snow come back. I think she might end up being Frost Maiden.
That'd be cool.
Like keep her powers, but just keep her good.
In the comics right now, Killer Frost is on the Justice League.
Yeah, which
she's turned a new leaf.
That's happened in Rebirth, so I don't think that's done.
Exactly.
Especially when they're talking about how they're trying to line everything up.
For a while, and also I think the big twist in this week's JLA was that. She got the hints of finding a cure for her powers, which was never a thing before. But now they're promoting, like, synergy between the shows and the books.
And
so.
I'm all for it.
Me too.
But I love what they're doing with the whole Savitar thing. I love that it's been completely different. I want to know in the sizzle reel what's up with the Reverse Flash suit. Because they're not just showing that for no reason. Him and the time belt staring at that.
I thought I was staring at it and I was going, why the Reverse Flash suit? And then it cut to Wally and I was like, oh, that was just Wally's suit. But then I thought about it later. I was like, oh, wait a minute, that's definitely Eobard's costume.
I mean, and then seeing King Shark coming back, Snart coming back. I mean, that's just what
is that a time displaced Snart?
No, that's in Legends. They reset him basically. So yeah, it is a time displaced Snart because they took him from before he died, but dropped him after he died. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, I love what they're doing with it. I'm so excited as we build up to the finale there. I think that part of that sizzle reel was him dropping over to Earth 3 because you remember he says he has plans for Jesse. So, be interesting to see what they do with that. They got 2 episodes left. I mean, this show never disappoints. No. So it'll be interesting to see what they wrap up with that.
Although I do gotta say, not this week's episode of The Flash, last week. I have never been so mad at a TV character than I was at Barry. He was the slowest man alive. He got, what was it? Killer Frost goes, which leg did I stab last time? The left? And he's like, yeah. And then she just stabs him in the right leg. And then Savitar comes in and he's just like,
Just like when he got Wally sucked into the Speed Force.
Yeah, he just stands there and stares at him. He's the slowest speedster on the show.
But yet he can do these ridiculous things when they need him to.
Of course. I just feel like he forgets he's the Flash.
Which we actually got to see this week, which was cute.
He forgets all. Yeah, you're right. But it happens all the time. There's no difference. I will say, though, I do miss Amnesia Barry. He was awesome.
Dude, can we talk about the whole face when, how do I know you? We're brothers?
Yeah.
And then Wally's face is like, just the little things like that I absolutely love. I love the dynamic developing now between that scientist and Wells.
Oh, new Caitlin?
Yeah, which we've seen in season finale episodes. We're going to get HR back as well. We're going to get Harry from,
Oh, really?
Yeah, so he's coming. Cause that's why I said Jesse Quick's got to have something.
There's going to be more Wells in the show by the end of season 3 than there are.
Whatever they have to do to keep him on this show,
he's necessary.
Right in 100,000.
He's necessary.
He's absolutely necessary. And I love that there's a way to tell each character apart too. Look, there's a very
just looking at them.
It's not only visual, but he plays them so completely different.
Eobard as Wells had the short cropped hair, and he always was just like very professional and kind of cold and calculating. Harry had like the big bushy hair, and he was more goofy by the end. But HR is just like bananas, and he's got the shaved head on the side.
Which I absolutely love. I think HR is by far my favorite iteration of him so far.
I mean, he might be the one that sticks around because when they went 20 years into the future or 10 years into the future, he was sticking around.
I love. We should threesome. I mean,
because he can't go back to his Earth.
Right.
He's a wanted felon.
Well, plus Gypsy claimed that he died. So
he's pretty much just stuck there. But he's got changed face, so I mean, he could leave the crew, I guess, if they wanted to.
MTV Movie and TV Awards gave us a couple quick clips from some movies coming out. We got a great new Transformers clip, and more importantly, the Spider-Man Homecoming clip. Did you happen to see that? So it's the clip
have embargoed myself from all geek-related trailers except for the main trailer.
Nice.
Like, I'm not going to watch any of the Star Wars ones.
See, Star Wars, I'm blackballing myself.
Haven't watched any of the Wonder Woman ones.
It's just the scene of him like coming into his room and his friend finds out he's Spider-Man, but it's just hilarious.
See, I didn't watch any of the trailers except for the original teaser to Guardians 2.
I
went in with total fresh eyes.
What did you think?
I saw it 3 times.
I absolutely loved it.
I saw it Thursday, Friday, and Saturday.
Absolutely loved it. Loved the post-credit scenes with Adam Warlock and Stanley being confirmed as a Watcher, or at least working for the Watchers. Absolutely incredible with that. Wonder Woman, though, first reviews are out, giving it 4 stars. Absolutely incredible.
Which is already a leg up from the last 2.
They're saying that it completely rights the ship for DC, which I'm excited about. And not just that, with this being the first female superhero movie, like I really have high hopes for it. It's tracking for 70 million.
The first true female superhero movie.
Tracking for 70 million opening. So
I'll take that.
Absolutely incredible.
I mean, I don't really care for the DC movie universe, but I want them to do amazing.
Absolutely.
I want them to succeed, so I will like the friggin' movie.
I just want Justice League to be here, whatever it takes for that. And it's just like, this is that last hump for me.
I hope I just hope it's good.
I hope it just hits it out of the park, because then nothing that comes before it will matter. Like, no one's going to look and say Batman vs. Superman sucked if you nail Justice League.
If Justice League is a dud, that's it.
It is. Done. But if it's not, then
they're
you're
good.
Right there. Like, you're going to set yourself up with Marvel, because you already have your characters.
If they don't do it, though, they're done. They're screwed.
I think that they know that, though, and I think that's why Jeff Johns was brought on ahead of time. Jeff Johns oversaw everything with this movie. He's not going to let this be a dud. Like, they didn't let him in with any of the other movies. Think about that.
Yeah, I know.
He's in there with this. New Mutants cast Anna Joy from Split as Magic and Maisie Williams as Wolfbane, which had long been rumored for months now and was made official. They're still trying to cast Sunspot.
She just can't get away from the wolves, huh?
I love it, and I think what they're going to be doing with it is really fun. Oh, also it was confirmed today by Kevin Feige for Guardians of the Galaxy and Thor that the Grand Master and Thor and the Collector are brothers.
Interesting.
Yeah, so Benicio del Toro and Jeff Goldblum. Which
they look kind of the same.
Did you hear last week Jeff Goldblum's back for Jurassic World 2?
Yes.
Dude, how incredible is that going to be?
Awesome. They need him.
They need him, but he's just so incredible for that series.
For a franchise that is heavily anchored by nostalgia, you need a familiar face, something to pull you in.
The star of the series, like if you're being honest, the original. Series,
he was. I mean, besides Sam Neill, he was the main character of the movie.
And they just want to announce as well, speaking of DC movies, Aquaman began principal photography early last week, and it scares me a little bit because that's supposed to be coming out 6 months after The Flash, and Flash has not begun filming, doesn't even have a director yet. So it leads me highly to believe Flash is not going to make its 2018 release date, which really makes me sad.
It's too bad. Although, another one of my movie that I'm looking forward to a lot just wrapped yesterday being Thursday, Tomb Raider.
Yes.
It looks
with Alicia Vanderkick.
She looks amazing.
Looks straight ripped out of the game.
Yeah. Especially like the rebooted games, which I love those games.
Really excited for that because they're not like. I think that might be the one to break the video game curse.
Oh yeah, because it just looks great.
They're not giving any crap about nostalgia.
I feel like
from the
those games were just set up to be movies.
Absolutely. But they just need to be done right.
Yeah.
Moving on, poll of the week. I wanted to talk to you. Which, first of all, we've been preaching the button here the past couple of weeks. Have you been reading that?
I have.
How incredible is that series?
It's good, but I'm also slightly disappointed in it because it's such a slow burn.
Yeah, well, it's because it has to be.
Yeah,
it's two separate series.
I feel like it's going to be more like it's going to be less of a Watchmen reveal and more of like a Jay Garrick's back.
I can't wait for it. But come on,
the father-son moment,
Flashpoint and Thomas.
Did you see the lenticular cover?
Yeah, where it's the original
4?
Flash.
So awesome.
I've been collecting all the lenticulars. I got doubles of all of them. Yeah.
Was it Jason Fabok that does it?
I cannot wait for that series to wrap up. Absolutely incredible. But that was not your poll this week.
It didn't come out. There was no button.
Right, it was delayed a week.
Yeah, there's no button. And I think they wanted to finish up their Detective Comics arc.
Yep.
So that's what they did. My poll of the week is Titans number 11.
Series is heating up.
It really is. I mean, just the first arc alone with... first of all, I love Wally.
Oh, absolutely.
Like the real Wally.
That's your Flash.
He's back now. And he's the Flash. and his costume is cooler than the Flash's costume.
His costume is way cooler.
And the first arc was a little wonky with them fighting Abracadabra, but I like Abracadabra because I love those Silver Age villains. But this week was the return of Deathstroke, where he's coming after them, and he doesn't.
Flash.
Yeah, and he doesn't know that really they have a history, but Wally does.
Yeah.
And so do the other Titans kind of do. They're like, why is this guy coming after us? Because if you guys remember, Deathstroke famously first appeared in the new Teen Titans series by Marv Wolfman. He was originally a Teen Titans villain, especially with like Roy and Dick and Wally. So the fact that he's back now trying to save his son, Jericho. So it's basically a direct sequel to the Judas Contract. It's called the Lazarus Contract. And this is part 1. Next week,
the connecting covers for that are going to be incredible.
It continues next week in Teen Titans.
So absolutely get out and check those out. Make sure you check out Bat Jeepster Rings, one of our favorite partners here, and check out all of our episodes and our new reviews and retro reviews on the Geek Vibes page and on our YouTube and Facebook pages on Nerd Herder. I think that's going to wrap things up for this week. Make sure you guys get out and check out Guardians of the Galaxy if you haven't seen it yet. Seriously, like it's one of the best movies of the summer. 5 post-credit scenes. What
was your favorite part?
My favorite part of the whole movie, I think it's there's 2 cheesy parts. It's the father-son catch moment, but then it's the Vader shoot. When I put that tumor in your mom's brain, just that instant
that killed
snap.
Me. That killed me.
But I just love that. And then I like the whole Mantis-Drax dynamic as well.
It's great.
But for me, it was Yondu.
Drax is like a major player this time around.
I put it here. I cried openly when the Ravagers show up for Yondu's funeral.
Oh, yeah. I was bawling.
It's Sean Gunn's reaction as Kragan just screaming.
What about just how Sylvester Stallone says Yondu every time? Yondu.
I wear these colors, same as you. Like,
so good. He was amazing.
I thought it was Yondu's movie, but I'm Mary Poppins, y'all, for me, is the whole movie.
Yeah. I think... I don't know, man. The scene with Rocket in the woods, I was like crying, laughing.
It's so good.
Just the soundtrack.
Even the dynamic between him and Yondu was great.
Almost every line that most of the characters had were great. Like, he's your Hasselhoff, or I'm not a Raboon.
Can I still complain
raccoon?
That I've still got Brandy stuck in my head?
That's like one of my favorite songs of all time anyways. That whole movie was seen to have been based around just that song.
Yeah, which is absolutely incredible. And James Gunn's been announced to return and write the 3rd one, which I'm really excited for. And Adam Warlock's been confirmed to be the villain. I do wish it was a little
more like interconnected, but I understand the necessity to have basically a close set.
Marvel's first real comedy.
Oh yeah,
like just straight
and it was a straight comedy.
Yeah.
With that, I mean, it had a few moments of levity,
which gives me high hopes for Thor.
Not as much levity as the first one.
Right.
Like there were sad moments in the first one. There was only like 1 or 2.
What did you think of Hela's appearance? Did you catch that at Yondu's funeral? That's Hela.
Really?
Yeah, that's Hela that says Yondu Udanta may you which that leads me to believe even more that she's deaf, like they've been rumoring in the Marvel universe. Because that would totally explain why she was there.
Whoa, that'd be crazy. Because then she's going to be really in there with the Infinity War stuff.
But I thought that was incredible that she shows up for the funeral.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, I cried so hard when that
Dude, just the reaction, and then Rocket's reaction and everything was just so beautiful. But then great. Just the father-son moment of Baby Groot and Peter listening, the Cat Stevens, like... Just so incredible. The writing of that movie.
Baby Groot was awesome.
Like, I care more about every single member of that team than I do the Avengers, which is like...
yeah. Like, the Avengers have their stuff together. They know what they're doing.
But it's not just that. Like, I could give a crap less about Cap, Black Widow, or Hawkeye when it boils down to it, about their storyline. Even Scarlet Witch. I don't give a damn about any of their backstory. I care about every single... What they did with the Nebula aspect, bringing in that whole... Like, you totally feel for Nebula now.
Yeah.
Just, like, I care about every single member of that team.
Well, they are really the ragtag... they're the leftovers.
And we're only a year away from them interacting with the Avengers. Like, that's
pretty cool.
Crazy. And Captain Marvel coming into that. And, like, they're just talking about all the characters they're bringing in for this.
Black Panther and Captain Marvel are after Infinity War?
No, Black Panther's before. Black Panther's in February. Which we were talking about last week, how it's messed up they're releasing that in Black History Month.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
What about Captain Marvel?
Captain Marvel is after.
So she appear?
She debuts in Infinity War, yeah.
Okay.
Which we're excited to see what they're doing with that. And then Adam Warlock coming in, he's confirmed to be like the main part of Guardians 3.
He should be the main character of Infinity War, right?
No, that's what we were talking, because they were saying that they couldn't release the title for the second part because it's a spoiler for part 1. I think it has to do with Adam Warlock.
That'd be great.
That's just that setup and stuff like that. Because we all know that there's a second gauntlet and someone's going to have to wield it. I think that just set that up right there.
That'd be cool.
But I'm so excited for that. But yeah, I think that's going to wrap things up. So get out, see Guardians. Make sure that you guys check out all the shows that are going to be renewed and the final episodes of your shows. We got 2 weeks left till Sweeps Week. You going to be back next week?
I believe so.
All right, so next week we will have the full crew back together, and this weekend Robert and I are recording our John Wick commentary track for a retro review. So wrapping things up, this week's episode of the Get Your Geek On podcast, I've been Chuck KIWACZ.
Anthony Arsenio, and remember, I love you.
And have a week.